Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين ولا عاقبة للمتقين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ورسولك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. So welcome to the class Al-Abadillah. Inshallah ta'ala, this is going to be a class where we're going to go into a lot of depth, a lot of historical depth, inshallah. So we're not just going to be studying the biography of these companions, but we're going to actually look into their historical influences and how we still benefit from them today, inshallah. But we're also going to obviously have those moments where we're kind of looking at their personal lives and the way they dealt with adversity, the way they dealt with tragedy, the way they dealt with fitna, when there was trials and tribulations and things of that sort. So inshallah ta'ala, it's going to be a very encompassing class, inshallah, because we're going to be covering these biographies from many different angles. And when we talk about this class, Al-Abadillah, the Abdullahs. Number one, the Abdullahs, Al-Abadillah, are actually four. We added a fifth one, but they're actually four. Okay? It's Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Omar, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, and Abdullah ibn Zubayr. Now, the reason why these four in particular are Al-Abadillah, there are over 300 Abdullahs in the Sunnah. Alright, there's plenty of Abdullahs. And the Prophet ﷺ says, Ahabbul Asma' ila Allah, the most beloved names to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which two names? Abdullah and Abdurrahman. Alright, so obviously once the Prophet ﷺ says that, many of the companions named their kids Abdullah and Abdurrahman. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu named multiple kids Abdullah and multiple kids Abdurrahman. Alright, and we find that from many of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. So you'll find many Abadillah, many Abdullahs in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, in the Seerah of the Prophet ﷺ. It also was a name that actually existed in Jahiliyyah as well. So there were still people called Abdullah. And who do you guys think is the best Abdullah, the absolute best Abdullah from the Seerah of the Prophet ﷺ? What do you guys think? Ibn Mas'ud? No? No? Not Ibn Umar? No, not Ibn Abbas. How about Abu Bakr? Because Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, his name was Abdullah ibn Uthman. Abu Bakr was his nickname, but his name was Abdullah ibn Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So Abu Bakr is actually the best Abdullah. If it was a matter of virtue, then obviously when we talk about Al-Abadillah, we'd be studying Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu is probably the greatest in terms of virtue. There's you might be able to make that argument. He's the greatest in terms of virtue. So the question is, why is he not traditionally included in this category, and why are we including him in this category? The number one reason is his age. Okay, these four Abdullahs that are traditionally known as Al-Abadillah, they were born during the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ for the most part. If not, they were only babies when the Prophet ﷺ received revelation. They lived long after the Prophet ﷺ, so they narrated multiple ahadith. They also witnessed the times of fitan, the times of strife. And the sad thing about this class is that every single biography we go through, with the exception of Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, we're going to go through the trials and the tribulations, what their role was in the time of Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu and the conflict with Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, and the Khilafah of Abdullah ibn Zubayr, and the Khilafah of Al-Hajjaj, of Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, and what happened with Al-Hajjaj. All of these companions, all of the four Abadillah played a crucial role in these times of fitna, in these times of trials and tribulation. And many of these stories don't have a happy ending. But the point is to be real and to study their influence politically, okay, from a fiqh perspective, how they influenced schools of fiqh, how they influenced hadith narration, because they are, again, prolific hadith narrators, how they influenced the tafsir of the Quran, how they influenced the various Islamic sciences. Now, Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, he died before the fitna even started. Okay, he was already a teenager when the Prophet ﷺ received the revelation. So with Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, it's a little bit different. With Ibn Mas'ud, you actually have a happy ending. Okay, without the fitna, without the trials and tribulation, without the battles and so on and so forth. But with Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, we're going to study him as well because he does have a significant contribution to the various sciences of Islam. So we're still going to study him for that reason, and we're including him in this discussion for that reason, understanding though that traditionally Al-Abadillah refers to the four, not Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Now, when we start off with Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Abdullah Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu has the most extensive biography out of the four. And all of, these biographies are not necessarily going to be the same in proportion, but all four of these companions have a special role in the sight of the Prophet ﷺ. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu perhaps has the most unique biography, the most special role in the life of the Prophet ﷺ and also in the lifetimes of the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, and even after the companions. Now to also introduce this discussion, Al-Imam Ibn Al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that the muftis amongst the companions that used to give fatwa, were about 30. Okay, there were about 30 Sahaba that were known for giving fatwa. So he said that the 7 muftis of the Sahaba, the 7 companions that you see fatwa from most, that you actually see them issuing fatwa, are Omar ibn al-Khattab, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha, Zayd ibn Thabit, Abdullah ibn Abbas, and Abdullah ibn Umar. So again, Umar ibn al-Khattab, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Aisha, Zayd ibn Thabit, Abdullah ibn Abbas, and Abdullah ibn Umar. These are the 7 fuqaha from the Sahaba. They are the 7 muftis of the companions in the sense that they were the most, they were the most common to be referred to in regards to matters of fiqh. So you find multiple fatwas from them. So he said those are the top 7. He said then after them, you have companions that used to give fatwa moderately, not as much as the first category. And Imam Ibn Hazm rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that those 7 that we just mentioned, each one of them could have their own majmu', they could have their own volumes of fiqh books. If you just arrange the fatwas of any of those 7 companions, you could have volumes of books of fiqh. So then you have those that come after them that gave fatwa moderately. The first one, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The second one, Salama. The third one, Anas ibn Malik. The fourth one, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The fifth one, Abu Huraira. Then Uthman ibn Affan. Then 2 of the Abadillah, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As. Then Abdullah ibn Zubayr. Then Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, Sa'id ibn Abi Waqqas, Salman al-Farisi, Jabir ibn Abdillah, and Mu'adh ibn Jabal. Okay, so I'll go through them quickly again. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Salama, Anas ibn Malik, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Abu Huraira, Uthman ibn Affan, Abdullah ibn Amr, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, Sa'id ibn Abi Waqqas, Salman al-Farisi, Jabir ibn Abdullah, and Mu'adh ibn Jabal. So Imam al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that those people, those Sahaba were known to give fatwa, but not to the same extent as the first 7 that we mentioned. He said the rest of the companions, you can only trace a couple of fatwas to them. So in essence, these were the companions that were resorted to, and obviously all of the Abadillah are included in this, in these roles.